afternoon, Year 1. It's Mrs. Hinton and Monty here for Monty's Maths session number 15. All right, now you sit, watch and listen. Now, this week we are thinking about telling the time. All right, telling the time. And when we tell the time, we think about turns, turning, because the hands on the clock turn to tell us the time. Now last week we were talking about the minute hand and we were talking about the hour hand. All right? Yeah? Now if you watch very carefully, if I turn a whole turn around the clock using the minute hand, you watch where the minute hand finishes up. Are you watching? So I'm going to do a whole turn around the clock, clockwise, all the way around the clock. And I come back to 12. I made a whole turn around the clock. Did you see that? Now, if I do a quarter of a turn, like this, I come to the number 3, a quarter of a turn. I go back, I start on the 12 again, and I do half a turn. Watch, so this is half around the clock, like this. I come to the 6, the 6. Now let's put it back on the 12. Now this time I'm going to do a 3/4 turn around the clock. So 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and I come to the number 9. All right? Then, if I start on the 12, done this before, and I do a full turn clockwise around the clock, like this, it comes back to the 12. All right? Now, if you think about a circle like this, yes, like this, and you think of the circle as a clock, the clock is split into 4 quarters, like this. 4 quarters, all right? And we are thinking about 4 turns of the clock. Now, at the top of the clock is the number 12. Now, if we do a quarter of a turn, like that, and it's always clockwise, we come to number 3. If we do a half turn around the clock, we come to the number 6. If we do a 3/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, we come to number 9. And you know all this already. If we do a whole turn around the clock, we come back to number 12. All right? Now this will help us to tell the time later on. So just think about the circle as 4 quarters and 4 turns. All right? Just think about that. Yeah? Now to help us with this and help us to tell the time, I would like you to try and make your own clock with your adult. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a paper plate. All right, I'm lucky enough to have a paper plate. You might not have a paper plate, but if you've got a piece of paper, a piece of card, that will be just as good. All right, now you're going to have your paper plate or your piece of paper. All right, and you're going to start off by putting the important numbers on the clock. You're going to put 12 at the top. Opposite, you're going to put your 6. You're going to put your 3 in between, and your 9 opposite, like this. And I'm sure your adult will help you to sort that out. So you should have 12, 6, 3 and 9. And if you do it in one colour, that would be a good idea. All right, like that. Then you are going to put the numbers that go in between. Go in between. So between 12 and 3 are numbers 1 and 2. Between 3 and 6 are the numbers 4 and 5. In between the numbers 6 and 9 are 7 and 8. And between 9 and 12 are the numbers 10 and 11. Alright, so let's just count that we have the 12 numbers for clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Alright, we've got that. Now, if you have a split pin, that would be really useful at this point. Alright, be really useful. What you are going to do, you are going to make yourselves an hour hand like this, and you are going to make yourselves a minute hand. Now remember, the hour hand is smaller than the minute hand, so you should have two hands like this. All right, the hour hand and the minute hand. Now I've done them in red and in blue because it matches our school clock that we've been using. All right, but you don't have to do that as long as it's in two different colours. All right. Now if you look carefully, the hour hand comes underneath the minute hand. So I'm going to put the minute hand on top like this, and then I'm going to get my split pin and put it through here like this, and then your adult might help you with this. You make a hole in the middle of your plate or your piece of card, and you put it through like this, and you attach it at the back like this, and then you have your very own clock. All right. Now I know that the minute hand, if it is on the 12, it shows us it is 12 o'clock if the little hand is there too, and you will be learning about this later on. But I'm just going to make a time now by moving my little hand onto the 3, which shows me the hour is 3, and the long hand, the blue hand, the minute hand is on the 12, so it shows me it is o'clock. So I have made the time 3 o'clock. All right, 3 o'clock. Now I'm going to try and make 5 o'clock. So I'm going to keep my long hand, my minute hand on the 12, and I'm going to move my hour hand onto the 5. And now I've made 5 o'clock. Now you can enjoy using this with your adult. All right, until I see you next time. Have fun and see you very soon. Take care.